Space Crusade. Takes you into warp space to fight the force of chaos. Deep in a parallel universe where nightmares are real. Space Crusade, the ultimate adventure game where you must use all your skill and weaponry.
Plasma gun! Dreadnought!
To battle through infested starships, emerge the victor, and win the highest rank. The ultimate encounter is here. Space Crusade.
Weeble's house, so much fun. Look, the fun has just begun. Play School's Weeble House, playing all around. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
At the Play School Weeble House, there are things to open and close, slide and peek into, and a scooter and swing too.
Play School's Weeble House, playing all around. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Hey, good looking.
Smells good. You can't eat that.
Cooking.
You can't eat that.
You can't eat that.
Findus Lean Cuisine. With over 20 low-fat dishes that taste great, you can.
It's the end of the Ribena Fun Run, and who's going to be first across the line? It's all of them!
Ribena, full of blackcurrant goodness and packed with vitamin C.
Honey. 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 Honey.
Sugar Puffs. You'll go monster mad for the honey.
New Kleenex Velvet Bathroom Tissue. It's very, very soft. And very, very strong. In fact, it's a knockout. New Kleenex Velvet. Softness is our strength.
You're watching Galaxy, the entertainment channel from BSB. Now the latest headlines and weather forecast.
Good afternoon. A leading Conservative MP has described the continued speculation about a leadership challenge to Mrs Thatcher as a farce. Sir Marcus Fox, Vice Chairman of the influential 1922 Tory Backbench Committee, says such a challenge would unsettle the party and only help opponents. Meanwhile, supporters of the former Defence Secretary Michael Heseltine are canvassing Tory MPs this weekend to see whether there's sufficient support for Mr Heseltine to stand. The US Secretary of State James Baker is meeting the French President François Mitterrand in Paris after talks with Mrs Thatcher at Downing Street. Mr Baker is trying to persuade the French to back the US and British stance against Iraq. An opinion poll shows that most French people oppose fighting alongside the US. The Prime Minister has reaffirmed that Britain and the United States are absolutely together on the Gulf crisis. She says that unless Iraq withdraws from Kuwait soon, the military option will be used. 12 Britons are expected to arrive back home today after being released from Iraq. They flew into Frankfurt last night with almost 200 people whose release was negotiated by former West German Chancellor Willy Brandt. In India, Mr Chandrasekhar has been sworn in as the country's new Prime Minister. Mr Shekhar now heads the smallest minority government in India's history. His group, a breakaway faction of the former Prime Minister VP Singh's Janta Dal party, has been promised the support of Rajiv Gandhi's Congress I party. Militiamen have begun pulling out of Beirut in the first stage of a new attempt to unite Muslims and Christians. Early today, a convoy of pro-Syrian Shiite Muslim Amal soldiers withdrew to South Lebanon to let the Lebanese army extend its control over the capital. Sport now, and England cricket captain Graham Gooch has been admitted to hospital with an infected finger. Gooch, in Australia for the forthcoming Ashes series, complained of acute pain after a practice session and is being treated with antibiotics. He's said to be doubtful for the first Test match in 2 weeks' time. That's the news. Now let's take a look at the weather. It'll stay grey across much of England and Scotland this afternoon, with hill fog and some rain. Brighter weather coming across Ireland into Wales and the southwest. That's all for now. We'll have more for you later.
Your 5-channel choice this Saturday evening on BSB at 8. On the Movie Channel, in the television premiere of Biloxi Blues, can Matthew Broderick survive life in the army?
Oh, please, God, please let there be a subway near here.
On the Sports Channel, catch the second quarter-final of the Hong Kong Masters. And there's a little sport on Galaxy as Robbie tries to get in shape for the big deal.
It's on it.
The pace quickens on Now with the Bolshoi Ballet's fast-moving performance of the Golden Age with music by Shostakovich. And if you want to check that groove, tune into That Petrol Emotion, the first of our concert double bill on the Power Station. Choose from 5 channels of quality television this Saturday at 8 on BSB.
Here on Galaxy Now, the sky isn't the limit as we head beyond outer space for Jupiter Moon.
Ilya to shuttle. You are go for separation. After separation, your comms frequency will be 15.209. Acknowledge.
Setting frequency to 15.209.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis.
Good morning, Professor Brennan.
Stalled already, I see.
Yes. Elliot handed over to me.
Temporary